gentlemen, welcome to the channel. Today's video is going to be a little different from the usual. I'm going to go ahead and discuss the pros and cons of RET PALLY. I know I've gone to the YouTube channel, or YouTube itself, plenty of times trying to decide on the class I'm going to play. Why would I want to play this? Are they truly badass in PvP? Can I go in and do a ton of damage and look like a boss? So I know with me wanting to do that a lot, that other people out there probably looking, so why not make a video that breaks down RET PALLY instead of you having to go and do all that research. So in order to help determine what makes a PALLY and why should I play a PALLY, we'll start with the pros. The first pro is our high burst potential. Now when we're fighting, we're able to pop either Crusader or Avenging Wrath, whichever you happen to be talented in, and this is going to give us the potential to dish out a ton of damage. It increases our damage if you're doing Avenging Wrath by 35% and our healing by 35%. Crusade has the potential to give you more higher damage output on top of haste, but you have to stick to targets. So if you have a lot of melee targets and you're grouped up, kind of like in this video here, you're able to stick with melee, then Crusader could potentially give you a higher damage output. But it's not really recommended because usually when those wings go flying, so do the enemy team. They'll CC you, run away, try to keep away from you. With the Avenging Wrath, you're able to pop it, automatically get that 35% damage increase, while with Crusade you had to build it up. Now next on to our prone list is our full mitigation cooldowns, and what I mean by that is we have cooldowns that completely mitigate some types of damage or all damage. We have our Shield of Vengeance, which is just mitigates by absorbing some damage. We have Blessing of Protection, which mitigates all physical damage done to us for 8 seconds, and then we have Divine Shield, which when talented automatically procs upon death, giving us 20% more health. Now that one for 8 seconds protects us from all damage sources, and we're able to either dish out damage or heal ourselves up. But we do have to look out for priests, because priests are able to go ahead and dispel this off of us, and that kind of sucks to be shieldless, because then you don't get 8 seconds of safety to do what you need to do, and you're going to go down. But unlike other classes that have only percentage mitigation, we do have full mitigation cooldowns, which is amazing. Next on the list, we break down how versatile a RET Paladin can be. Now we have heals, we have damage, we have some CC in the form of we have Hammer of Justice, which its cooldown gets reduced per holy power that we spend. We also have Rebuke to silence, and if you're a Blood Elf like me, I do have an AoE silence, but that's not in the RET's repertoire, just the Blood Elves. So we also have Hand of Hindrance, which slows targets for us, and we can get that onto our Blade of Justice as well. That way, we're able to actually keep a long-range slow going as long as we're able to get our Blade of Justice up. Whether you have to save Blade of Justice for that long range to try to keep up with them, or it gets reset on a melee attack. So you're able to keep it up, keep targets close to you, like Hunters for example. Mages not so much because they can blink away, but it helps to get closer. So that's really interesting part of that. Also part of our versatility is that we are kind of a jack of all trades. We're also able to help our teammates out. So in arenas, those full mitigation cooldowns I discussed earlier, like Blessing of Protection, can be cast on other teammates. So if there's a warrior training down your healer, you can cast Blessing of Protection onto him, and your healer's not going to see a bit of that warrior's damage for that 8 seconds. You also have stuff like Blessing of Freedom, which allows you to break people out of mobilities, routes such as that slows, and you can also cast that onto friendly targets. So our versatility is really high. We are a support DPS. While our wings is up, we bash people down. While it's down, we try to do a little bit of damage, but also help the team be better at what they do, which pretty much became the next pro there, supports team well. So like I was saying, we support very well with all of our skills. We even have a talent that allows us to break people out of stuns, slows, and such. It did get nerfed to 45 seconds, used to be 30 seconds, which was a great blessing for groups. They loved it. I mean, still 45 seconds to have essentially an extra trinket for that healer or that other DPS to help you out. It's still a great ability to have. Next on the list of our pros is RNG. Now I know that might not be a pro to some people, but when you're almost dead and you happen to get a ton of your divine purposes off, where you can slam them with Justicar's Vengeance over and over and over, and you have them, you have a stun up, stun them, hit them 3 or 4 times in a row for 800 to 1.2 million a hit. Not only can you potentially just burst someone instantly down, but you're gonna go from dead to full in the blink of an eye. So RNG can really be your friend, and it's not that you have to rely on RNG to do the bulk of your damage like RET PALLYs used to be in the past. Previous expansions we needed RNG for our exorcisms and such, but now it's just like a bonus. We get that bonus damage out, and it can really be a make or break situation. And last on our list is Ashbringer, of course. I mean, who doesn't want to wield the Ashbringer? A giant freaking sword powered by the holy light of our gods that you get to smash into the enemy's faces and just make them regret ever existing. It can't get much better than that. And with that, that brings us to our cons of the list. Our cooldowns share an internal cooldown called Forbearence. So if you pop Divine Shield upon yourself, for 20 seconds you have Forbearence, where you can't pop another massive cooldown upon yourself, such as Lay of Hands or Shield of Protection. Now the plus side is Shield of Protection and Divine Shield both have 8 seconds worth of invulnerability, and your Forbearance ticks while those are up. So technically you only have to wait a full 12 seconds without protection to go ahead and pop them again. But it's still a no-go for when you do need that protection instantly. Now, con number 2 is a big deal with RET Paladins. It's our mobility. Our mobility completely sucks. We have Divine Steed to get around, and that's it. If we talent, we get 2 charges of it, but still, that's all we have for our mobility. We're easily slowed and kited. The only ability to get out of slows and such is our Blessing of Freedom, which mages can spell steal from us and then slow us again or freeze us. And it's very easy to lock down a RET Paladin. And with that, it leads us into our next con, which happens to be we are a little team reliant. When it comes to being in such as arenas where we become targets, a RET Pally becomes a target to be trained down pretty quickly because we can be bursted relatively easy, and you want to pop a RET Paladin shield pretty quick. So if that happens and your team's not there to back you up, or you use your trinket and your Blessing of Freedom to get out sticky situations, targets are going to kite you unless you have, say, a badass rogue or, a warrior, someone to jump in, slow, lock down targets so that you're able to keep up with them. It's a big issue with RET Paladins again because that goes hand in hand with the mobility, but team reliance is a big issue with RET Pallys, that you need teamwork to make them fully effective, unlike say an arms warrior, a fury warrior who can just charge in and bash everyone down in his way. So team reliant, not as big as mobility issue, but still it's quite high up there. But if you got a good team, you can contradict it, so it won't be too much of an issue. Next con is our damage without wings. If we don't have wings popped, we're hitting decent damage. We're hitting averagely still pretty high, 350 to 6, sometimes even 700k on some of our Justicar's Vengeance and Templar's Verdict. But overall, we have to generate a lot of holy power, and then we're spending 2 to 3 global cooldowns just to get one big swing off. So our spike in damage drops without wings, And that's when we have to fall back onto our versatility and our team support, where we're able to help our team out, protect them so that they can pick up some slack where we're slacking off until our wings pops up. Now our wings isn't on too long of a cooldown, it's only like 2 minutes, so it's not too bad at all. But the damage there, it does drop without wings. You are scary as all get out with wings, and people fear it. But without it, people think they can go toe to toe with us. Now, our last one happened to be on our pros list as well, but it's a con in its own way. It's RNG. Now, if you're relying on those nice, sweet RNGs, because you're spending a full talent point, one full talent point to get a 20% chance that when you do a holy power spender, to get a free holy power spender. Now, just as well as as you can see on screen, I got one. It's great to have, especially if you're going to hit someone with that Justicar's Vengeance to get that heal off and plus damage. They're great, especially if you get 4 or 5 in a row and you just completely smash someone. But if you're looking to rely on it and hope that you're about to die, and you hope that three holy power spender will proc and give you that 5 so that you can heal, and it doesn't come, it hurts. It's still costing you a whole talent point just for it, and at times it can be savior, and at times it can just fail you altogether. Anyway, that was our pro and cons list of why you should play RET in PvP. They're still a very solid class to play, really strong. We have all those pros that we can fall back on: our high burst potential, full mitigation cooldowns, versatility, support, Ashbringer, RNG. But you do have to take the good with the bad. So our cooldowns for our big mitigation do fall under a single cooldown of Forbearence, slow mobility, team reliant, damage drops without wings, and again RNG. So if RET PALLY is what you're looking to do, hopefully this video helps you and you can pick it up. You can check out some of the gameplay in the background again. Just go ahead and rewind it. You can see some of the damage potential. You see me spike on the charts, and then I get smoked a few times. But it's a very fun and versatile class. Great for someone to pick up and go into melee. Not too complicated to pick up, but definitely hard to master since they aren't a top tier just run in and gun like a warrior or so. So anyway, hopefully the video helped you. I enjoyed making it. Hopefully you enjoyed watching it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.